La-ta-ta-ta, la-ta-ta-tee, la-ta-ta-ta. Switch hands. Okay, doke. Guys, I am not proud to admit this, but I've been a DoorDash driver for over 6 years now. And let me tell you, I've learned quite a bit. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you the 8 mistakes that most new DoorDashers are doing, and they aren't even really aware of it. And maybe you are, but it's still good to know if you are making this mistake, because then you can change it and not do it anymore. So, first one is they think you can do this full time. New Dashers, they have a really high hopes. You know, you get a dash when you want. You get to make your own schedule. You think you can kind of make unlimited money. And so new Dashers, they think that you can do this as a full-time job. You can't, unfortunately. That's what I've learned over the past 6.5, however many years I've done this, is that it is just not a sustainable full-time job. I've tried it. My brother's tried it. There's other people I know that have tried it, and it can sustain you for a little bit. Like if you just lose your job and you need some quick income for a couple months while you're finding a new job, perfect. Do this for 40 hours a week. It'll get you by. But to do this year after year after year after year, it's just not going to cut it. So get that out of your head. Next, what a lot of new Dashers actually forget to do is track your expenses. Now, the reason this is important is because you don't actually make as much money as you think you're making. So, when it comes to being a DoorDash driver, you know, you're on the road, you're making decent money, $20 an hour, you're feeling good about yourself, you know. Like, heck yeah, I got this. This is a good day. And then, at the end of your shift, you know, you got to fill up that old gas tank. And right now, gas is just out of control, and there goes $50. Dang it. Just like that. Half the money you made for the day is just gone. You know? Like, went out, made 100 quick bucks, and now gone. 50 of it, just gone. So, you really need to keep that in your head as a new DoorDash driver, is that the money that you see coming into your DoorDash account is not all the money that you're getting. Make sure you realize how much you're spending on gas every week. And also, now who the heck would be calling me in the middle of a video? My brother. Okay, now we can get back to the video. So where was I? Oh yeah, you're getting wrecked by gas prices right now. So, gotta keep track of that, because in your head you're gonna be thinking you're making this money, but in reality, there's expenses that go along with it. Also, I would save a little bit for, you know, car expenses. You know, you're gonna have to get new tires, oil changes, brake pads, all sorts of things if you're doing this for a lot of hours in your life. So there's that. The next big one is not tracking your miles. This kind of goes with tracking your expenses, but track your miles, because at the end of the year, you gotta pay taxes. DoorDash doesn't take out taxes for you like a normal job. So you have to figure that out yourself. But the easiest way to do it is, the next thing is, most new DoorDash drivers haven't downloaded the Solo app, which, yes, I'm an affiliate of. So I put it in my videos because I do like making money. But also helps out Dashers a lot. It's helped me out a lot. They track your miles for you. You don't even have to worry about it. You just link your DoorDash app or account to the Solo app, and it does it for you. You can also file your taxes through them as well. So it kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone, because you gotta track your miles in order to get the standard mileage deduction when it comes time to do your taxes, which was about a week and a half ago. So if you haven't done that, you're already late. Sorry. Now the next thing that new Dashers I've noticed do and that I did when I was a new Dasher is you work during off hours, which off hours is essentially, not during meal times. And the reason I did this was because I was like, you know what? I'll work 10 hours straight. I don't care. I'll work noon to 10. But those off hours, you're only making sometimes $12 an hour. And it'd be better to just put your time towards something else while those hours are going on. Like, I don't know, try and start a side business or work like a real job that pays better during those hours. Or take a shower or a bubble bath, something to relax yourself from all the hard, long hours on the road. Because sometimes you need that. I don't know, it's not really worth it to work during the off hours, so I would just recommend not doing it. Now, as a new DoorDash driver, I did it all the time, and it probably was a waste of time. I could have been doing something a lot more productive. Where was I? You get wrecked on gas prices, hardware, bubble baths. Keeping a high acceptance rate. Now, on my old channel, which got unfortunately completely erased, I had 62,000 subscribers. Well, obviously I'm over that. Got in a scam, screwed Mr. B's. It wasn't his fault, but it was Mr. B's scam, whatever. I did a lot of videos on this on my old channel, so I tested it a bunch of times. And this was to see if a higher acceptance rate actually mattered. If it correlated at all with the amount of money you would make. Now back then it kind of did, because you'd be a top dasher. That would give you access to, you could dash whenever you wanted instead of having to schedule your dash. And it did matter a little bit, but now DoorDash has made it to where you can DoorDash in any area you want, whenever you want. So there's not really a point in doing that. But they say with a higher acceptance rate, you get like priority or platinum, whatever the heck they're calling it now, because they change it all the time. But it's not worth it. To keep the high acceptance rate is just falling into DoorDash's trap. I've seriously, guys, I know you maybe haven't watched my other channel that got deleted, but I tested it so many times, and the majority of the time, it's just not worth it. So, as a new DoorDash driver, don't fall into that trap. Now, the next thing that a lot of DoorDash drivers, the new ones especially, don't do, and that I didn't do at first either, is multi-app. You might be like, what the heck is multi-apping? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like, using multiple apps. So don't just use the DoorDash app to get money. I mean, again, you're just falling into their trap, really. There's other apps out there that you can do while you're having the DoorDash app on. Uber Eats, Uber, Lyft, Instacart, Grubhub, I guess. I've done it. You can have any app going that you want. And then during those slow times, you actually have access to a lot more things. Something I like to relate it to is, let's say you're a salesperson and you are a home improvement salesman, but you only sell windows. So you're going door to door, you're selling just windows. Well, that's cool, but what if they don't need windows? What if they need a roof? Or they need new gutters? Or they need something else? Well, then you're just limiting yourself. But if you do the entire home, then when you're knocking on doors, there's a way higher likelihood that they're going to need your service. So think about it that way. Like, there's a bunch of people out there, they need a service that you can provide that has to do with your car and driving. So utilize all of it. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, Instacart, whatever the heck other apps, Amazon Flex. Just any app you can, I would have it running, and it honestly takes a little bit of time to get good at using multiple apps at the same time. But also be careful because you don't want to have like late, I'm out of breath. Jeez. You don't want to have late drop-off times or pickup times. That'll get you deactivated, and if you knew my old channel, then you know I got deactivated on DoorDash many times. Yeah, that was rough. Now, the last thing, which I can't remember off the top of my head, right. Thinking that your pay will increase over time. This is what I kind of thought, is that like, as the years would go on, you know, DoorDash would increase their prices, you would get paid a little bit more year over year, you know, but that's just completely not the case whatsoever. So I started back in like 2019. So yeah, gosh, I guess it's almost been 7 years. And let me tell you, I would say that for one, I was getting more orders per hour than I do now, because for one, there's so many more DoorDash drivers. And two, I make roughly the same per hour. Like, I would say it's stuck between like $16 to $25 an hour on average, like if you averaged it out for the entire year. That's what it would be. And that was what it was in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, and now in 2026. But you know what hasn't stayed the same is gas prices, which means your expenses continue to go up. So I've actually been like kind of making less and less and less and less year over year because the gas prices have gone way up. They've probably doubled since then. So just don't expect your pay to increase over time as inflation goes up and as gas prices increase and whatever else increases during these weird times that we live in. Just know that your pay is probably going to stay the same. So just keep that in mind. Keep all of these things in mind, because as a new DoorDash driver, it does kind of take a little bit to learn the ropes. And hopefully with this video, I gave you guys some little bit of a fast track into making some more money or just better decisions when it comes to being a DoorDash driver. But with that being said, just be careful out there, and don't get into the DoorDash trap. Don't get sucked in, because once you do, it's really hard to get out. No way. No way. No way.